that reads it. So I'm just want to know one thing I want to get for you before.
What's the point of me showing this? Charlie Kirk has tics. It is believed, and I would say, even though the medical community isn't going to confirm it, that he has Tourette's. Again, this entire world will protect the Kennedys, always protect the Kennedys. Why am I bringing up the Kennedys in regards to Kirk? Because I believe that Charlie Kirk is related to the Kennedys. And Tourette's is 70 to 80% hereditary, which is why nobody's going to confirm it, because again, the Wicked One rules this world, and the Wicked One does everything it can to protect the Kennedy family. But let's look at RFK Jr. He has what's known as spasmodic dysphonia. There's a link with spasmodic dysphonia and Tourette's, where in the same family line, one family member will get Tourette's, whereas it may jump a generation or jump one and then jump to the next person and be spasmodic dysphonia. This was in 1983. And I believe this is why they hide who his parents are. Do they say it's Robert Kirk and it's Catherine Kirk Smith? Well, some say it's Catherine Kirk Smith and some say it's Kim Kirk Smith. So, but they hide it. One day, his mother died in 2019. The next report you see is she was at the memorial. Yet there's like no pictures of any of them. They only recently, because of social media, saying, where is his parents? Where is his parents? They put out some article with his dad's picture. Yeah, that's it. We don't know who that is. Why? I think because this man was elected to nothing. So what is the hidden, this goes beyond just, privacy, okay? This is wanting to cover something up here. The presence of dysphonia in individuals with Tourette's syndrome. So this is the reason I think the Kirk and the Kennedys, and this is why RFK Jr. stated that he is spiritual brothers with Charlie Kirk. Yet he was only on his podcast once, but somehow from that one podcast, they became spiritual brothers, soulmates, as he says. Yeah, they're related. Will this world ever tell anybody? Will the administration? No, nobody will tell anybody. Nobody, because this is just about, as again, it goes back to the Bible. I mean, it just does. Until Jesus comes, don't expect disclosure. Just won't happen. Won't happen. It doesn't matter who the president is. If the Wicked One is ruling the world, as long as God still allows him to rule everything, then do not expect disclosure. You have to think for yourself. Do you know many other people besides RFK Jr. that has spasmodic dysphonia? No. I mean, we've known people, and here's the thing, the Tourette's, they believe is on the spectrum with autism. Interesting, because that's been RFK Jr.'s area, right? So everything I'm saying is speculation. However, there's too many coincidences here. Charlie was tried to hide it. He did. He often looked like that he was chewing on gum, or he would, move a lot, grab his drink when he was listening. Whenever he was talking, you didn't see it. When he was talking, you did not see it, which is why he did a lot of talking, okay? But whenever he had to listen, when somebody's asking him a question, you'll notice he's moving around a lot. He's playing with his drink. He's doing, he's looking at the microphone. He's moving, it's this, and I'm not trying to go after him for it. But when RFK Jr. comes out and says it's his soulmate, it's his spiritual brother, it's like, and he has a rare disorder. I mean, I don't know anybody that's hit I never heard of spasmodic dysphonia until RFK Jr. And yet the Kennedys family history is a whole bunch of neurological disorders. JFK had Addison's disease, he had a whole slew of them from the time he was born. And with Tourette's, there's so many different genes that cross over that it gets complicated, but it's 70 to 80% hereditary, with obviously environment playing a factor, okay? But when it's 70 to 80% hereditary, and it has a link to spasmodic dysphonia, and yet they have been hiding who Charlie Kirk's parents are, then can you not put it together? Because I've been saying, unlike anybody, I don't hear anybody, nobody have I heard, not saying nobody does. Everybody has put the Kennedys on a pedestal like they do Kirk. And yet I've been saying, no, the Kennedys were not up to any good for this country. They are the reason we got Obama Sr. Because Kennedy when he was in Congress, disregarded what the State Department wanted and said no to paying for Kenya students to come here. And so Tom Mboya goes to JFK, and Tom Mboya was a huge communist. And JFK gets praised for the airlift to America from Kenya, which brought Obama Sr. here. They've twisted it since I've come out and been speaking up about it. But prior to them trying to cover it up now, the Kennedy Library did speeches. They were so proud of it. They were proud that we are the reason. JFK is the responsible for you getting Obama. Oh, great. Great. But JFK is responsible for USAID too. And the Peace Corps, which was really nothing more than sending people into dangerous countries and saying that it was about your duty to America. And then they have an entire history of people getting raped, abused, nobody in the Peace Corps department that was looking into any of these complaints, threatening people that were making complaints, like, wait a minute, you're sending us overseas, you tell us you're not paying us, because JFK made it clear, we're not going to pay you, you're going to do this, because I'm not here to serve the American people, I'm going to use the American people and put them into modern day slavery, and I'm going to call it the Peace Corps. That's what it was. He sent people here, and they bought into it, overseas into mainly Africa, and South America, of course, to rebuild their countries. He was not a friend to America. And besides, he was a Catholic. So, again, God wasn't going to recognize that administration because the biggest number one reason is God will not share the stage with any Holy Father. If you think for 1 minute that the biblical Almighty God will share the stage with any Holy Father, then you do not know the biblical God. But that is the outlet it's the biggest Christian nationalists are the evangelicals, okay? But 30 to 40% of Catholics are Christian nationalists too. Of course, all of these people, none knowing God. If you knew God, then you would start asking some of these questions I've been asking.